Thank you for joining me for the demo of Closer Sharing. This is a demo to show you how you would use it to capture a service and all the stuff it does for you on the back end. So here we are in the recorder, and this is a computer hooked to a soundboard using an 1/8 inch audio cable. So we're going to go ahead and hit record like the start of the service. And as you can see, audio is coming in the input here, and it flows through the middle and gets processed with some automatic gain compensation and then flows out the output. So this input over here is your raw input. So you want to use it to set your levels, and then it flows through to the output, and the output will take care of itself. It's automatically set. So as you can see, as I talk softer, it starts turning itself up. If I talk louder, it turns itself down. So that gives you a good intelligibility of every word spoken so that the listener can understand what you're saying. And as the sermon's going on, if there's somebody in your sound booth, they can fill out all this information here. If there isn't anybody in your sound booth, it can always be filled out before or after the sermon. The recorder is series based, and what that means is if you choose a series here, it'll alert you and ask you if you want to overwrite the sermon information with the last recording in that series, as you can see here. Now this image over here already changed because it wasn't a new image, but if you hit yes, it updates all the sermon information to the last of that series, as you can see. Now if we change it back to God Bless America, you can see it changes all the information back to the God Bless America information. I'm going to change this to 4 so we'll have a different title. The recorder also remembers every speaker you've ever had. It remembers every service you've ever had, and it remembers every series you've ever used. It makes it much easier to be able to select it from a list instead of retyping it each week. Now the description comes in also, so you can change it each week, or you can leave it as is, like we're going to do right now. So now if we pretend like the service is over, we can hit the stop button. And then the stop button turns to an upload. But if you needed to trim the beginning and the end or some parts out of the middle, you could just hit the edit button here. But we're going to just hit upload. And it uploads really fast because that was a short recording. Now our sermon is up in the cloud. And if we go to our demo page that I have set up for the demo church, you can see that it has the last sermon that was preached on there. If I hit refresh, now the new sermon pops up. It's available to be listened to. It went through a transcoding process, and if you had it uploaded, it would add an intro and an outro to it automatically, which is a feature I'll talk about here in a little bit. And this is actually what the feed would look like on your website if you put our widget code into your page. Now if I switch over to the Closer Sharing website, you can see there's a feed there also. And if I hit refresh on this site, you'll see it updates there also. So if you don't have a website of your own, you can send people to your sermons on our website. Listeners also have an email alert they can subscribe to, and as you can see, I've already got the email for the sermon we just recorded, and you can hit listen now and listen to it. There's also a podcast feed that's updated, which is iTunes compatible. And here in my podcast app, you can see the feed is right here, and if I refresh it, you can see that part 4 version we recorded right there. So as you can see, Closer Sharing does a lot of the work for you behind the scenes. It makes the task of getting a sermon online literally something you can do before you walk out of the service. It also gives your listeners multiple ways they can subscribe, listen, and share your sermons.